Hey everybody, it's Jen again, and today I'm here with an update on my house. And I'm out here trying to hit goals and just kill it. So hey everybody, first I want to start off with this awesome sign that I came across at Walmart. A couple months ago, weeks, Lord, I don't know, the time just goes together for me. But I came across this sign and I really liked it, and I knew with us doing a home renovation, this was going to be one of the decorations we have during and after we get done. I just love it. I'm one I don't like a junky house, but I really like one that is lived in. But a whole nother story, whole nother day. Although y'all will see in some of these pictures, my house is pretty junky right now, but so is the nature of a renovation. And if this is your first time tuning in, we have been doing a home renovation. Gosh, it's been over 2 years now. Actually, over 3. Because I was still part-time at the company that I worked at when I redid my office, which I have a whole series on the channel about that, my office overhaul. Oh, what a trip that was. That was a job. And we've just been slowly redoing the house ever since. We're doing it ourselves, making all the supplies ourselves, cash flowing everything. And so we're doing a slow and steady process. I work full time. I'm going to school. My father's helping, and he has a lot of obligations as well, so we kind of work on it here and there on the weekends. Like, I'm getting ready to put some paint on the wall when I'm done with this, just etc. and so forth. And it's really keeping costs down, even if it is taking a little bit longer than we'd like. So I redid the office, redid my bedroom, and redid the living room. And now we're on the dining room and kitchen. And another note as well, I live in a very old, very tiny house. So my house is over 100 years old. It is very tiny. If we don't count the garage, it's not even 800 square feet. So it gets very interesting when you start trying to do a renovation, because there's nowhere to put stuff. There's nowhere to move around, and you really just have to be smart with it. And today we're going to be doing this as a voiceover with pictures that I've taken as I'm doing some of these processes. Is it processes? Processes? I don't know, y'all. But let me show you first. We're going to get into the dining room before here. And like I said, these are just pictures I snapped as I was going along, because I'm bad about remembering to take video and all that. So I thought, hey, I'm just going to snap pictures and I can tell y'all about them, because a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? So this first picture, this is the dining room. Those of y'all have been with me for a while, it looks a lot different, don't it? So I have the freezer moved over there. We've kind of had everything pushed to the middle of the room, but to where we can still open the freezer door and everything. And there's my dad's computer desk. And I have a bunch of stuff from the bookcase stacked up on the freezer. It's fun times, y'all. But you can see in the back toward the right there is the gray that's going to be the color on the walls, and then the blue that we're covering up. Of course, at the top, you can see we've taken the old drop ceiling down, and Dad has put a frame that you see there with those 2x4s for the new ceiling to be mounted on. Okay, in this next picture, you can see he's made some progress on the ceiling there. He's got 2 rows, or maybe 3. Yeah, I think that first row is a lot shorter, of panels. We're making them out of OSB, priming them, and then putting some semi-gloss enamel on them, like we do with the rest of the house. It's working really well. I'll show y'all some more pictures in a second. And y'all can see, if we go down a little bit more, we have that metal shelf that's now in this corner. And you can kind of see the how much brighter it's going to be in here. And don't pay any mind to that strip of that country blue that's still where the wall meets the ceiling. There's going to be a trim going there, so that will be covered up. Okay, moving along, we're going to move to the left just a little bit. You can see there another view of the ceiling and the door there. And here's further into that corner. How y'all like that wallpaper right there? Now, in my defense, I think we redid this dining room when I was visiting from college. Lord have mercy. It's been almost 15 years ago, and country blue was very in, and we come across this wallpaper at Big Lots. It was this fancy wallpaper from England or something. It was like $8 a roll, and it was very like nice at the time. It has not aged well. Okay, and if we move along, here's the other corner. We got our microwave right there. This is the archway in between the dining room into the kitchen. If you look in the bottom left there, you can get a glimpse of that wonderful linoleum floor that I hate. Let's keep going. Another view of the room there. I just really want to get some good before pictures, y'all, because I feel that's something I've not done very well before. And gosh, that wallpaper just reads so loud on camera. It looks much better in person, but yeah, it definitely has not aged well. Okay, another view there. I do like our oak floors though. Those oak floors are real oak floors, and they're 100 years old. They were put down when the house was there, and they are still just holding on great. Another thing with the old house though, y'all, just a note, ain't nothing square up in this place. Alright, and here's a view of that wall. So I moved everything off of the wall and I wiped it down. I had to go over it 3 or 4 times. It just amazes me how dirty walls get, especially dark walls, because you can't really tell. And I mean, I just got all kinds of crud on there, and y'all can see very faintly there pencil marks. When I was like in middle school or something, I was this, or it would have been after middle school. When did I redo this wall? Gosh, I found the paint bucket, and the paint was so old that the paint bucket was rusted, if that tells you anything. Maybe it was early high school. I don't know. But I had this whole kick I was on, and I hate myself for it now, but I wanted pictures everywhere on the wall. So this wall had, oh my gosh, y'all will see when we go to fill those holes later, dozens and dozens of framed pictures, which again, at the time it was great. But I dread it now because I had to go and fill all those holes. But those are pencil marks where I was trying to get the frames all in a line and all level with each other. And here's a look at the corner. There's some more view of that wallpaper and the wall there. Lovely. And some Raisin Bran Crunch. Yes. Okay, and another view before of the other side of the archway there. That's kind of the corner with the hallway. And you can see we got all the studs marked up top there. Okay, and then if we look down, I did not realize how much damage was to this wall. So we had this little, and y'all may see it in a picture later, we had this little cabinet that I had repainted years ago that I got after someone moved, and they gave it to me, and we put our printer on it. And it's just been sitting here, and I guess the heat that came off the printer, that's what this is from. It's like caused the paint to peel up. Oh gosh. And then this is the worst. Y'all can see these floors, let me tell you. So if you look to the right, that's our kitchen floor. That floor got put down in 1981. So it has not aged well. Like when they moved in this house in 81, y'all, so we had this floor. Let's just picture it. This floor had a avocado green stove, right? Had a avocado green washer and a golden harvest dryer. No, opposite. Golden harvest washer, avocado green dryer. Had that up until just a few years ago. Great. I hate linoleum. Y'all can see it's just peeling up, and yeah. And then if you look to the left, that's the linoleum floor, which thankfully it has aged better. I just think there's less traffic on there, but that's the linoleum that we have in the hallway in the bathroom. So I cannot wait till we get to the point where we're going to put some new flooring over that. So fingers crossed. My uncle, he does flooring for a living, so that's going to be pretty epic. Love it. But whew, pictures 1,000 words, ain't it, y'all? Hey, but it's better than nothing for sure. Okay, here's the next picture. Just another look at that corner there. Just take it all in. Okay, look at the room right there. Gosh, it looks even different now. Look at that archway there. You can see the gray where I've already got the hallway painted, meeting that. And then y'all can see that wonderful, it's not even Bell South. It was before they were Bell South. Maybe it was Bell Grand. I forget. Phone jack there. Wonderful stuff. We no longer have use for that landline jack, but I'm just going to leave it there. It's a lot easier than patching the hole up. Alright, so that's all the look at the room before. I hope y'all took it in there. So now let's take a closer look at the ceiling before. Concentrate on that. So here is the first one of the ceiling before. I love it too because this new ceiling actually raises it up a few inches from the last one. Y'all can actually, let's do this next picture. You can see there, if you look about the bottom quarter of it, or bottom quarter of the page, you can see where that last ceiling was, because this room used to be like really pale sage green way back in the day. If we look at this last picture, that's kind of what it's going to look like there. Okay, and let me show you how we're painting these panels here. So we're very limited on space, y'all. So this is the first panel setting we have set up. It's literally on top of a cooler and a tote. Right there in the dining room. I wish I was one of these people. Like, I can't imagine if I just had an extra room that we could just set all this stuff up in. Look at the next one. We actually have this old table set up in the smack dab middle of the living room so we can paint a panel on it. And if you see here, of course, the cat is going to be all up on there because that's what cats do. I can't tell you how many paw prints I've had to clean up, y'all. It's all right, though. It's all right. And then this last picture here, again, it shows that panel that's in the living room. And then I just wanted to show this because you can see that table I was talking about that we had our printer on there right in front of the fan toward the bottom right hand corner. So, which I really need to repaint that. I didn't use any of this fancy chalk paint or none of that stuff years ago. I just primed it and put some latex enamel on it and called it a day. And it's held up pretty well. Almost probably more than 10 years. I'm trying to think when they moved. I don't know. Time just all goes together for me, y'all. Okay, and then I want to show you, before we get back to the dining room and the wall repair, I just want to show you a picture of the living room ceiling that's finished. This is what the dining room is going to look like. Fingers crossed. So we got the OSB, that's semi-gloss. That is the white paneled part. And then Dad actually routes these molding of MDF himself, the gray part there, to go and cover up the seams and do it, and it just looks great. We have the same ceiling in the kitchen and in my bedroom. He actually did it in my bedroom first, and we just fell in love with it. It gives a little cottage vibe. Let's look at this picture here. You can get kind of a better look at it. And that light there, that's this cheapo light that we got for free somewhere, and it's this ugly gold yellow, or yellow gold. I mean, ugly to me. I don't like warm tone stuff anymore, really. I just took some chalk paint and some varnish, and I just painted over it. And I really like the blue that it came out. Alright, so let's get into my, well, before we do that, let me show you some more states of the house. So I feel like I'm going through a big declutter again. So, this you can see here with all these paint cans on it. This is the bookcase that I took out of the dining room. that metal shelving is where this used to be. And this has kind of become our command center, if you will. So we got our paint roller trays, paint brushes. Like, I don't know. It's there. It gives us a place to put things. And if we look at this next one, y'all can see that big giant pile of books. That's what we're going through. My mission is to get him to get rid of like all his books. I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm like, you can go online. Nah, it's not going to happen. But those are stacked up over there. And I took those off the bookcase, and I got to go through all our photo albums. I am not looking forward to that. And then you can see my door. That's a hanging junk pile at the moment with my purse and my lunchbox and my backpack and a robe. I don't know. It just is what it is, y'all. All right. Now, let me find my picture here. Let me show y'all. I showed you in the dining room after I wiped it off good and everything. So let me show you how many holes that I had to fill. So I just used, shoot fire, what's that stuff called? I can't remember. It's at Walmart. It's pink and it dries white. And let me tell y'all, pro tip here that I have learned. I used to buy it in the tub and use a putty knife and get it out and everything. I bought it in the squeezy tube this time. Life changer. Will never not buy it in the squeezy tube, especially when I'm just covering up screw and nail holes. But y'all can see here, so I've put it on there and, just pushed it in the holes and the imperfections and everything. I just left the molly bolt holes there, and I'm just going to put the molly bolt screw in it afterwards and just keep that because I don't want to create some huge hole by removing those molly bolts. But yeah, that's how many picture frames I had hanging on that wall. Y'all see all them holes? That took a hot minute. Here's another look at it. Oh man, had a lot of them. Now here's this wall that I patched. Just like 3 holes on that one. I reckon the freezer was there. Shoot, y'all wait till I have to start doing this back wall here. There was even more on that back wall. It's crazy. Okay, and here's a look at this wall. Had a few patches on it. And we always have problems, y'all can see toward the right there. Where our house shifts, I have a cinder block house and it's very old. These archways in between the rooms, when the house settles, they crack a lot. So we're always having to fill those. Okay, next one here. Here's another look at that wall. I probably took 100 pictures. I was like, look at all these holes I had filled. Look at it. Okay, another look at it. All right. And then here's a look at the bottom of that one wall where you can see the hideous flooring. All that damage from that cabinet. Now, that big patch on the bottom right, let me tell y'all something. Maybe some of y'all that got cats have experienced this too. I don't know if dogs do it or not. I've not had an indoor dog. But they rub up against the wall, right? Have y'all noticed this as cat owners? Like, they leave a residue on the wall. And I don't know if it comes from their gums. I don't know if it comes from their coat. But they leave this like black, waxy residue stuff. So I started cleaning that off, and literally it had ate through the paint. Like, that is the worst stuff in the world. Like, I don't know what they're secreting, but it's straight from the devil. Like, it don't stink or nothing. It's just black, and it apparently has properties of acetone. I don't know. But if any of y'all notice that, I don't know. But that was my patch in there. And then let me show y'all, because that looks kind of messy. Let me show you what it looked like after I sanded it. Because once that dried completely, I had to go back and sand it. So here it is after there. Yep, there it is. So that's after I sanded it. It's a lot less noticeable, and just went through. This stuff's great. Lightly sanded. I think I used 150 grit, and then just a damp rag to get the dust. Here's another look at it. Cleans up really nicely. Alrighty, so let's move on. Let me show y'all what it looked like. So I rolled some primer on there. Once that finished, I like doing that because once you run the primer on, you can really see if you missed any holes or anything. So here's what it looks like after one coat of primer on there. I always hate the first coat though, because it just looks messy to me. Like after the second coat, I'm like, yeah, because I'm a weirdo and I don't like to use paint plus primer. I like to have them separate. I don't know if I'm old school. I tried to use that paint and primer stuff that's together and I hated it. So, and then here's the look at the corner over where the microwave is. That one looks a little better. And then here's a look up above the archway there. Already looks so much brighter. Here's another look at that back wall. Yes, loving it. Just makes it so much brighter, y'all. So much. Like, I'm loving it. I really am. So let me show y'all, before we move on, I'll show y'all my progress in the kitchen. Let me show you the hallway. I just want to show you, like, the ceiling panels are done in the hallway there. So, and then we have, you know, light wires laying around. Don't worry, y'all, I have the light switch taped over. I put 20 pieces of tape on it. I was like, I do not want to go from muscle memory and accidentally turn this thing on. There's what that looks like there. I love it. Pay no mind to my bathroom through the way there. That is going to be the last project. That's going to be a job. Lord help. I'm dreading it already. Alrighty, and before I end this here, I just want to show y'all how the kitchen's looking. I'm just kind of working on it in between the dining room there. The ceiling was already built in there. We're just making it a new color. So if you see there, that's the progress. So I have the white part done there. And so now, okay, let's just go back. So this is done the same way as the other ceiling. It's got OSB and then with the MDF molding on top. So the OSB, this, especially this older kind that was done years before, it's very textured. And my whole plan was, I have these edge painters that are wonderful that you get for like $1.50. And so that's why I went ahead and painted all this without taping it. But that OSB is just way too textured for me to get a good clean line with the edger. So what I'm having to do is paint all the white. And then I'm going to go back through. And let me show y'all here. Let me show you my tape here. There we are. So I'm going back through on a step stool like this with painter's tape and taping around the MDF gray molding. Y'all can see here I've started it here, and then I'll be going back through and doing that gray to get that done. So fingers crossed. So that's what I got done. I had a couple days off of work, so that's what I got done in between homework and everything. And once I finish here, I'm hoping to go and roll some gray on the dining room walls. I'll take pictures so I can update y'all. And I have a week off coming up here around Columbus Day, so fingers crossed I can start working on getting those kitchen cabinets repainted. That'll be fun. But thank y'all so much. Just wanted to give y'all an update. I know y'all hear me talk about the house and everything. And yeah, and I just wanted to show like a realistic perspective of someone who's doing it on a budget, a very small budget, and doing it themselves, but doing it well. So thank y'all so much for watching. Sorry I didn't have an upload last week. I'm going to try to get uploads out every weekend that I can. It may be, like with this video, it may go up like late Saturday or on Sundays now. But I'm going to do my best with my schedule, y'all. So I really appreciate y'all's patience. But thank y'all so much. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.